After cheering on lawfare against President Trump, John Bolton is learning the hard way, perhaps, that no one is indeed above the law. The FBI spent hours today raiding Bolton's Maryland home and D.C. office. Agents were seen carrying out boxes, both locations, looking for classified documents that Trump's former national security advisor, turned, of course, liberal media fave, could still have in his possession.
Not a fan of John Bolton. I thought he was a sleazebag, actually. And he's suffers major Trump derangement syndrome, but so do a lot of people, and they're not being affected by anything we do. I guess his house was raided today, but my house was raided also, called Mar-a-Lago. So I know the feeling. It's not a good feeling.
Well, Bolton's been suspected of leaking secrets for years. The New York Post reports that during Trump's first term, the DOJ launched a criminal inquiry into it, but the Biden administration shut it down for political reasons. Here to weigh in is Jonathan Fahey, former federal prosecutor. Jonathan, we'll get to what President Trump also added to his comments in a moment, but what exactly do you think they were looking for here and why?
Yeah, this is quite interesting in that they're doing the search warrant now, and a lot of these issues with the classified documents and classified leaking and things like this have to do with his book in 2020. And the reason I say that's important is because to get a search warrant now, you have to have it can't be stale information. So they must have new information that he currently either has classified documents or evidence of the retention of classified documents or spreading classified information in his home. And it's important also to know this was issued by a judge in Maryland, the search warrant. So that's what I think they're looking for, is classified documents that he may still possess. And remember, he has no business ever possessing classified documents at his home, unlike Donald Trump, who actually was allowed to have them into his home. But that's what I think they're looking at, and they must have new information that led them to this search warrant just today.
President Trump was asked about whether he got a heads up on this. He said, I don't ask about this. I don't know anything about this. But, clearly that's the narrative now from Democrats, that this is Republican weaponization. He called Bolton a sleazebag. He can't stand John Bolton. Bolton hates him, dislikes him intensely. They hate each other. So now it's a question of whose ox is being gored.
Yeah, and I just think that's sort of nonsense because President Trump actually answered that quite well. It's like, yeah, there are lots of people that hate President Trump, and they're not all having their houses searched. And again, a judge in Maryland, which isn't exactly conservative or Trump-friendly in terms of judges or anything else, issued this warrant. So that judge must have looked at what was submitted and found that there's probable cause that there's evidence of a crime in his home, or they wouldn't have issued that warrant. So, again, I don't think it's really fair to jump to that conclusion right now. And again, we don't know what will amount to this, but of course that's what everyone's going to say. It's weaponization. But of course, everything against Donald Trump all fell apart with just the lightest judicial scrutiny at a higher level. So it's hard to really, attack Trump
Jonathan,
on this when he's really been more of a victim.
I want to move to another subject. Sorry, Jonathan. I want to move to another subject. A federal judge in Florida late last night, who's appointed by Obama, moved to try to basically shut down Alligator Alcatraz, at least the expansion of it, forcing them to stop bringing in new detainees, removing all generators, gas, sewage, other waste, and waste receptacles that were installed along with lighting. Basically, this judge is making it impossible to operate. Kathleen White is the judge's name, trying to hang her opinion on Indian lands, access, environmental concerns. But all we really know about this is it's going to stop, Trump from getting people deported more efficiently and more quickly. Do you think this judge's ruling will be reversed?
I do not think it will. I think it will be reversed, and also it won't stop the Trump administration from doing something. But I think a couple things that are really important here. This lawsuit was brought by like an environmental group and an Indian group, like you said, a group to save the Everglades. Well, nothing really changed here. This was a state airport, and they converted it to a detention center, and now they're saying it's federal, and somehow because it becomes federal, that somehow is harmful to panthers and storks. The difference between state and federal, it's utter nonsense. If it was fine for the panthers and storks when it was an airport under state control, it's certainly fine for them now. But again, it's just abusing they're abusing this status to really disrupt immigration process, and they're taking money from donors for the environment. It's really shameful.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.